Hi guys, welcome back to the Backheel podcast. We are back for episode, 4, our first one with a new guest. We have replaced Phil, and he's gone. He's got a sore throat apparently. There are rumours about what it could be, but we won't tell you what they could be. So we've obviously got Pete. Pete's there. Dip's down there. Dip's here as always. But we've got Kev with us.
All right.
Not replaced, I'd say upgraded.
Oh, yeah. That's a definite upgrade, mate. It's not even
the badge has been upgraded anyway.
Oh, definitely.
Oh yeah. So I mean, we're not necessarily going to be talking about Liverpool completely, but we want to talk a little bit today about the Premier League and finish up before the now that we've got the mid-season break. But there's 3 Liverpool fans and 1 Sunderland fan, so it's going to be hard to not talk about Liverpool.
Well, had a good weekend.
Yes. I was thinking. What was the score? But Nunes scored 2, so yes.
Yeah.
Bargain.
Remind me, Sunderland, so don't look down that far.
We won 2-1. It's a Brummies. Don't look down that far.
Was no Burnley result against Blackburn, was it? Burnley 3-0 against Blackburn. Oh.
I was about to say, I do remember the Sunderland score because Jimbo wouldn't shut up about it when we was recording last Friday.
Did. We were filming our, you'll see that in like a week or 2 time on our channel. But yes, Jimbo was also watching the Sunderland game whilst playing our FM draft. And I was being nice. It was a bit annoying, if I'm being honest, Jimbo. Behave.
This is why I didn't play, because I was too busy watching it.
Well, fuck you then. Right, I'm going to ask the question. Kev, we'll get into the sort of the elephant in the room. What do you think of Liverpool's season so far?
Mixed.
So
definite potential, but not there yet.
What's been your big downer on Liverpool this season so far?
The defending more than anything, but I think that's inconsistency with the defence.
Yeah,
the spine that you want solid at the back has just been a bit creaky.
So,
I don't think Gomez is a central defender personally. I think he's more of a right back.
This is what I was going to ask you. What would be your starting centre back to go alongside Van Dijk? Presuming it would be Van Dijk, obviously.
I don't know. I was going to say before all the injuries, but he was always injured before he come to us. But Matip at the back.
Yeah, he's underrated.
Konate can be an absolute rock at times. Yeah. Although, even though I said that about Gomez, he's come and gone into form and out of form. I think he had one great spell when we were doing fantastic, but he seems to be a form player that gets risen by the rest of the team. But I think Konate has shown that he can do it, but Van Dijk's looked a bit wobbly. I don't know. Yeah,
would you? Speaking of form players, would you say the same sort of? Because I personally would. Would you say the same sort of thing about Trent and Robertson this season? They seem to be very form players because I think they've both disappeared at times.
Well, Robertson disappeared because he was injured, but
but even when he was playing, he was.
Yeah, he's always been one that's always fought to come back too early, and I don't know if you've read his autobiography.
I haven't.
It's a fantastic read or a fantastic listen if you do like the audiobooks and that. And it's about their title winning season.
Yeah.
And
it sounds good.
Really, really good.
Is it in Scottish though?
No, it's translated into English.
Oh, wonderful! Perfect. That's the way we like it. It's going to touch a little bit on our thing for later on, but I'm going to ask everyone in the room, whilst we're on the topic of Liverpool, should Trent be going to this World Cup?
Definitely.
I don't think you can't leave him behind.
Cannot take him, but I don't like. I'll share my views on it a little bit later. But
yeah,
I don't think he's a starter.
As the season's gone on, I've become a bit indifferent about. Like, if he had been left at home, I probably wouldn't have been that bothered. Sadly, which is mad.
I've been the first one to criticise him. I've been the first one to criticise his defending this season.
That's it, isn't it? It's the defending. Like Kev said, it was defending. Defending has been the weak point, and
yeah,
I'd be tempted to play him on the wing.
I would. This is what I was going to say. I tell you what, I had someone make a comment. I've been looking at it, and they were like, "To be honest, can you imagine him playing in the Hendo role because he can play in centre midfield.
Oh, I don't know what this obsession is about playing him in centre mid. I think he'd be worse centre midfielder because you think about his defensive play. If he was to be a box to box, he's got to rely a lot on his defensive work.
Yeah.
Henderson could slot into a centre back for the Club World Cup because he has that defensive ability. I don't think Trent has, so I don't think he would make a great centre mid.
No, I'd definitely be tempted to use him on the wing, but I just don't think he'd fit in there in Liverpool's squad because it's not how we play.
And he's not blessed with massive pace, is he? He's not super fast.
Yeah, no, like
he's quick, but he's not
no slouch. Yeah. But yeah, I agree. Yeah. He's not. He isn't the fastest in the league.
Some of his crosses remind me. I'll probably get slated for this, but I think they're almost Beckham-esque at times.
I agree.
That's the one thing I'll keep him for.
Yeah. His ball delivery, his free kicks, his set pieces, I think are right up there for the best in the league.
Yeah.
But
if we were playing a 4-4-2, I'd play him on right wing.
Yeah, 100%.
I'd tell him, don't track back, just stay up.
Yeah,
get them crosses, ping them into the box.
That's what
when you got someone like Kane.
Yeah, I just think playing is what worries me is Liverpool don't play that way. They won't play that way for a while now, and it just worries me he won't fit in that squad.
Yeah,
unless he's playing at the back.
I think if Liverpool played a 5 in midfield or they played a 4 in midfield and they had a winger they could protect him, I think he'd be all right. But because they play that 4-3-3, he's got no protection on that side. So like teams do go and they hit Liverpool's right hand side a lot, don't they? So
yeah, no, for sure. So obviously that's the sort of the rough points. What's been your sort of standout? Because me and Pete have some similar ones that have been our good points at Liverpool this season. What would be your good points this season with Liverpool?
I'd say probably the progression on Nunez because there's a lot of expectation on him for his price tag. Yeah, and he was getting into the positions, but he wasn't putting them away.
Yeah,
and I think the last few games that he's got, and it's a shame we're going into this break now. You know, obviously he's going to the World Cup, so he can keep that going.
Yeah,
but he's just getting in there and getting into the positions was fantastic, but he just couldn't get them put away. He was getting the odd one. I mean, what's he got? 4 in 7 games?
I don't know. He's playing a lot better than he looked like in that first game. So
yeah. So for me, his improvement of actually being able to suss out some of the goalkeepers and actually get them put away has been quite a positive. The midfield, take it or leave it. Elliot's been quite good.
Well, this is mine and Pete's. Is Elliot and Carvalho's progression? To be fair, you said progression. I was thinking he's going to go the exact same route here. But yeah, that would be my highlights. Is the 2 young lads. Who, to be honest, I would have personally done what Wales have done, and they're going to take they're taking 2 young sort of 17, 18-year-olds with them just to be in the squad, but to be around the squad. That's what I personally would have done with Elliot. I know Carvalho can play for both still. He can still play for Portugal if he chose. I don't think he's not played a first team appearance for either team yet, so I hope he takes England personally, to be honest.
That's what England always used to, didn't they? Take a couple of youngsters just to get him in the training camp.
Phil Walcott's the prime example.
But he was in the squad though, wasn't he? Whereas what Wales are doing, they've said we'll take you anyway.
Yeah,
you won't be able to be registered, but you'll be in and around it. And if we're doing well, you'll be able to get that experience. If we're playing badly, you'll know how to sort of cope with that because you'll have that experience.
Yeah,
and I like that, and I definitely think Elliot should have gone personally.
Yeah, I think he deserves it on effort and merit.
But again, part of me though wants him to have a little bit of a break so he's fresh for the rest of the season.
Well, this is it, but that would be Klopp's decision. Yeah. But I mean, if I was Southgate and I was hoping I'd still have my job after the World Cup, which we'll come to in a minute, I don't think he will. I'd want to be taking the youngsters ready to be coming through, ready for the Euros. But that's me. Right. What are we thinking of the season so far then? A clear standout, sorry, Dip. Newcastle is still going. Newcastle are still going.
Sadly.
I don't know if it's going to end.
The bubble will burst.
Will it?
Yeah.
I think
5 from 5, mate.
I think the break's come at a wrong time for him. They're in form, and they're going to have a 2-3 week break now.
Yeah.
And they've still not played anyone really from the top half yet.
I mean, you can only play the teams that are in front of you, of course.
Yeah. But this Premier League isn't the strongest, is it? There's a lot of
no. But the thing is, if you're a half decent Premier League player, someone like Tielemans, someone like that, just names that are looking about. And if Newcastle come in a year ago and said we want to buy you, it'd be like, really? Now, if Newcastle come in and want to buy you, you're like, hold on a minute.
Yeah.
But again, it's that I've mentioned it before. You can't attract people to the North East, no matter how much money you chuck at them.
There's a definite buzz up there. I have to go up once a month for work, and you know, a lot of the people that I work with up there are diehard, you know, Newcastle fans, and the whole atmosphere. It's like when Leicester won the league. That's how it feels up there. It's like that optimism, that feeling of actually something special's happening here.
Yeah.
Because the other place I work is Leicester, and that was it just feels very similar to that in terms of the expectation is all of a sudden, well, hang on a minute, there's something happening here. Do I think it'll last? I don't think they'll do a Leicester. I don't think they'll win the league this season.
No, I don't think they'll win the league, but could they get Champions League?
Europe.
It reminds me as well of
maybe.
They'll get into Europe. They'll never win. Yeah. They won't win it because you can't buy it.
No.
Yeah,
you have to earn it.
But again, like the attracting players as much as money they can chuck at them, they have to set the stall out accordingly, and they're not going to be able to sign players who are in the same where people are saying, "Oh, they might sign for Arsenal, they might sign for Chelsea." Them sort of players won't sign for Newcastle.
No.
They're going to be signing players from like the next pool down, so like, they might get a couple. They might get someone in from Brighton, they might get someone in from Fulham, or.
I definitely think if getting into Europe will be a good base for them to try and start building on now.
Yeah.
Well, this is it. In my opinion, I think Newcastle should have brought in 2 players now, ready for them to sign. Obviously, in January to join in January, because their prices I think might go up, because I think they could have a good World Cup, which is like Tielemans, like you said, Pete. Tielemans would definitely improve their team, and James Maddison. That would be the 2 players that I'd be going at. And should have they. To be honest, should have put in an offer for already. For both
I think if James Maddison has a good World Cup, his price he's going to end up getting a big move.
Well, you've got the English inflation as well, haven't you? Just by being English, it adds 20 million on for a half decent player, and it's like what? Tielemans, that contract's out in the end of the season, which is fine because that means they've still got to agree a price with Leicester, but you could easily go to Inter Milan.
Yeah,
club like that sort of level, you know, that he would still probably get into their team.
But that's what that'd
be on a free, wouldn't it? But he wouldn't join until the end of the season. So
I can still see Tielemans going to Arsenal.
Arsenal.
It would definitely work there. They need to bolster up their midfield.
Yeah,
central midfield.
They need one more, I think. I mean, we talked about last week. We talked about the young lad they're supposed to be getting from Brazil. Danilo.
You've said about this. I've still not seen a single report about it. I reckon you're bullshitting me.
This is what I get for sitting on News Now 24 hours a day. I have News Now on the homepage. So
other websites to make.
Yeah. But no, with the Newcastle thing, if they can attract a certain amount of players, they'll do all right. They probably still need maybe one more striker. I don't think what they've got is going to keep them going.
So
don't get me wrong. I don't think much of their squad's going to be a title-winning squad. They need to change that.
Not a European squad either.
No, they change a hell of a lot. But if they can get into Europe, that'll build the base. And I think they'll have to spend some big money.
They've got a decent spine, but I don't think the strikers are ones that are going to score you 15, 20, 25 goals a season in any case. So.
Yeah, so if you're saying sort of next tier down, are you looking at sort of Brighton and Brentford maybe? So Trossard and Tony, that'd be two good.
They'd improve.
Tony's youth team as well.
Yeah, they would improve. They would improve Newcastle straight away. They'd both walk into their starting 11.
I think so, but are they still? Would a player like Ivan Toney be looking at Chelsea rather than Newcastle, for example?
Probably.
It'd be a good fit for Chelsea, I think.
I think he'd be a very good fit for Man United.
Well, I said last week he would have been really good for United. I think as a striker, just someone who can finish that.
They just need a proper out and out striker, don't they? Because I said to Phil, so it's over the line for the comments. Don't know. I don't think they should have signed Ronaldo in the first place. They had their squad. Their squad was done under Ole, and they pigeonholed him into the side because he suddenly became available. They shouldn't have done. They should have just let him go.
The way I see it, if he considered joining City, which he looked like he was going to, then I would never have taken him at United anyway.
Well, that's the issue. Is I get it from that point of view. If he joins City, it ruins his reputation with the club. It ruins. Well, not ruins it. It definitely puts a downer on it. But at the same time, if you were a Man U fan, you'd be screwing if they didn't go in for them, even though he might not have fitted their squad, which he clearly hasn't really.
Yeah. Saying that, I've got to
again, would it be the same for if he went to Chelsea, for example?
Yeah, I was talking to Phil. I was talking to Phil the day that it'll come out that he was joining City. Then United was speaking to him, and the text I've still got it on my phone is, "Please God, no."
Yeah,
because he said he weren't the same player, and he weren't. He wanted to have the Ronaldo they had. Not the Ronaldo that was coming into him.
Yeah, don't get me wrong. He's obviously still the top four. Well, it'd be nice, and we'll say top four discussion for the GOATs. Because obviously you got the two older ones, the Messi and Ronaldo. But
just United have moved on.
Well, it's not even that. It's just that his what he wanted didn't suit the club, and I feel like Man U were only just starting to sort of reap the benefits of that. And I do wonder whether Ole wouldn't have got sacked last season if Ronaldo hadn't have been signed.
Yeah,
because
maybe
he would have played his players that he wanted to play rather than pigeonholing a player that was not the right fit. Not every world class player is the right fit for every side. It doesn't work that way. You look at it even looking at it on a club to international level. You look at Paul Scholes.
Yeah,
ridiculous player, but could never do it for England.
Oh, he's got played on the left though, didn't he?
But
he did say that. He said he'd have played anywhere for England anyway.
And he played there on the left for United for a lot of the time, and he wasn't fussed, and he felt like he was always quite good out there.
Yeah.
I don't know. So
I think the quicker United get rid of the Ronaldo thing after that interview he did with Piers Morgan yesterday.
He's got to go, hasn't he?
Yeah, he's got to go.
The quicker he goes, the better for United.
I think even if they can't sell him off, come to an agreement in January and just terminate his contract.
Terminate his contract or send him to America on loan.
Yeah.
Well, this is it. If you're saying terminate his contract,
probably cost United more than he's cost them.
But then they don't have a say on where he goes.
It's got to the point.
I think because I still think if United are challenging for the title, the last thing they need is him rocking up at Chelsea.
I can't see him going to another Prem side.
I think he'll go abroad.
I think he'll go to America.
He'll
He'll finish the season at PSG on loan or something, and then he'll go to America.
Can you imagine them both playing together?
That front four would be terrifying, wouldn't it? Messi, Neymar,
Mbappe, I think
and Ronaldo.
My personal opinion, Neymar's going in January.
Yeah,
I think Neymar's going to go.
What back to Barca?
Do you know what? I actually don't think he will. I think calling it now. It'll either be in January or in the summer, but I think he might move out of Europe for a season or two.
Back to Brazil.
I could easily see him going back for a season or two back to Brazil, and then maybe moving back to Barca after that. I don't think he'll go straight. But once Barca got money, I can't realistically see him rocking up at any other side. But I could see him going back to Brazil for a season or two.
Yeah.
Especially if he does like an okay World Cup, gets his reputation. Because I know some parts of Brazil really hate him at the minute, and some absolutely adore the guy.
Mm-hmm.
But if he has a good World Cup, I think I could easily see it happening. And PSG will probably sell him because he's a little bit disruptive, where Ronaldo could come in then. But again, I don't know. If he's that upset, Ronaldo, why would he not go to another Prem side if they're going to pay his wages?
Yeah, maybe.
True.
Yeah,
sure.
That's the only way I look at it.
Yeah.
Arsenal, though, we have briefly mentioned them. We keep saying that they're not going to do it.
I'm running out of superlatives. They are so good at the minute. They just look incredible. Even when they're playing bad, they just turn it on and they're winning games again, which is not like Arsenal.
and you've got their top striker, not even really scoring, but he's just in the mix. He's getting the assists.
He's
causing play.
Absolute bollocks off.
He does.
He's got a point to prove, hasn't
he? Yeah, he was so unlucky not to score the other night, though, against Wolves. He hit the bar. Their keeper made a couple of good saves.
Did he make the Brazil squad?
Yes.
He did.
Okay.
But you see him running back into the defence. Yeah. And he'll start play from there as well.
He never used to do that. He never used to do that for City.
No. He covers the whole pitch.
He's one of those. I said to Pete the second that he sounded like he was going to become available. I said, "We need to sign him."
Yeah,
for Liverpool. I would have took him every day of the week. There was only I went through the squad with the exception of maybe De Bruyne and that because they're realistically never going to join us. I reckon there was maybe only 3 or 4 players that I would have took that would have slotted straight into the team. Gabriel Jesus being one of them.
Yeah.
He's just that good, and I think it's only now that people are starting to realise just how good of a player he can be.
We said that'd be the difference. That's why we both picked Arsenal to finish 3rd in the league, didn't we, this season?
Yeah, and to be honest, that would have been a good season for them, Mac.
I think they might just do. I think they might just do it. Honestly, I think they might do it.
So,
because watching City on Saturday morning, without giving not enough credit to Brentford, City weren't great, but Brentford were brilliant.
Brentford
on the counter attack, they are rapid. Like I was really impressed with some of their players. That Mbeumo was class. Visser he just looks like a different player to what I'd seen before. He's a big lad, but he's rapid. But City just looks absolutely clueless.
They do this from time to time. They are, in my opinion, probably still the best club in the world, but they do it from time to time where they just fall to pieces. And it's a really weird one. Like I never saw it. You know, like when Man United were dominating, I never saw them. Maybe occasionally, but not a lot. Just fall spot. But Liverpool have done it maybe like 2-3 times. They've had it done to them against Brentford the other day. Palace have done it against them. In fact, Palace have done it against them twice, I think. I think there was a game where Brighton even managed one. And it's like, how?
Yeah. The thing is,
for these world-class teams.
For me, Arsenal, it all depends on the January transfer window. If they need to make a couple of signings. Because they haven't got the biggest squad. If you look, most of the players they've played, it's pretty much the same team for so far this season. Yeah. They haven't got a big squad.
A statement signing would be good for Arsenal.
Hang on.
We mean business now.
Yeah. A striker and a centre midfielder, someone like Tielemans and a striker, go, hold on a minute. This is looking good.
Yeah.
Well, this is the thing for me. I don't think they need as many signings as people think. Because I think Martin Odegaard's going to play a bloody huge part next season. The second half of the window. He's not the World Cup. I believe Ghana didn't. Did they qualify or did they? Oh, they did. Oh, crap. That's my point gone. But either way, Martin Odegaard, I think he's going to have a very, very good second half of the season. I think having that little break actually will do him the world of good.
Yeah, and you've also got Gabriel didn't get taken to the World Cup. The thing is, I think he's doing well still at Arsenal at centre back.
I do, and I think maybe he should have made the squad. But what I'm saying is, I don't think he's going to be the one to be game changing because he's had a little sort of rest period. But the fact because he's had that little rest period for an attacking player is actually going to be a better thing. And again, what a player he's become since the sort of 14-year-old lad that signed for Real Madrid. I thought he'd be one of these like the Freddie Adu's that wouldn't make it.
Yeah, I thought that when he kept going out on loan to like when we did the quiz and he going to Heerenveen and Vitesse
and now he's one of the best captains, let alone attacking midfielders in the league.
Yeah.
It's
just having a flip through. Then they've been linked with a couple again in January. Everyone seems to be getting linked with him at the minute. Mudryk, Ukrainian lad.
Oh yeah.
56 million. It's a lot of money. 21-year-old, but today's market's mad, isn't it? So
it is.
It's just disgusting.
That's crazy money now.
Yeah,
they must.
But Arteta said he's open to signing people in January, so he's clearly looking.
I think that's the big difference. That they can strengthen up. Just have some backup there.
Yeah,
some decent backup. That'll kind of make or break them.
Yeah, right. We'll sort of talk about. Right, go on. Now that we're in the break, each of you give me a name that is going to win the league. Which team is going to win the league?
Arsenal.
City.
Arsenal.
Oh.
Right. And we haven't talked about them much because I know some teams kind of like it, but some teams don't. If they're having a crap season, they'd rather we just don't talk about them. So currently from 15th down, we have Leeds, West Ham, Everton, Forest, Southampton, Wolves. Which three are going down this season? Obviously, it could be from above that, but which three are going down?
Let me have a look. I'll get the league up.
Wolves have just had Lopetegui in charge. We have a new manager in Nathan Jones at Southampton. Lampard is still holding on to his job at Everton. Cooper is still at Forest. Moisey has been sticking with him at West Ham. Leeds have got the American lad, and he looks like he will keep it. And Bournemouth are being linked with what is his name? Marcelo Bielsa.
Yeah, he's supposed to be getting the job by Wednesday.
I'll be honest, I didn't see that one coming.
Yeah, I think he might.
Brendan Rodgers still somehow got a job.
I mean, they're doing it for Bournemouth. They're doing all right. They've conceded too many, but and they've had the takeover's been done now, so they might start signing some people.
Yeah.
But the bottom three, Wolves, Southampton, Leeds.
Oh, you're saying both? So you're saying Wolves and Southampton go down where they are then, okay, and Leeds.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was going to say Wolves, Southampton, because Nathan Jones is not going to do the job there. Southampton, no chance. He failed at Stoke. He had dodgy. He done all right at Luton. Went to Stoke, failed there. Went back to Luton. This job's too big for him. They're not going to give any money out. So Wolves, Southampton, and I'm going to say Everton.
Wolves, Southampton, Everton. So neither of you went Forest there.
Nope.
I'm going to go Forest.
Yeah,
I don't think.
I'm going to go with the current bottom three.
You're going to go Forest, Southampton, Wolves in whatever order. Yeah. So I'm going to go Wolves, and I'm going to go as far as saying Wolves will be stone dead last. I don't think Lopetegui was even close to being the right manager that they needed.
No.
I actually mentioned, wasn't that weird? The other week I mentioned Nathan Jones's name for the Wolves job.
Yeah, he did. Yeah.
Before he got given the Southampton job, before Hassan Hoot had even been sacked, which was really strange. So I'll go Wolves rock bottom. I'm going to go Forest 19th, and then I'm going Everton in 18th, with Southampton just scraping out. Literally,
they're the perennial escapologists, aren't they? They always just scrape it.
Yeah, they seem to turn into us.
Who's that? Sorry, which team?
Everton. Everton has seemed to turn into Premier League, where we struggle every year. And then they stay up.
I know it sounds mad being a Liverpool fan. I just don't want them to go down.
Honestly, I don't. I don't.
Until they move to their swanky new stadium and then have to play it in Championship.
That would be class. I'm going to go that, Everton go down, but they will sack Lampard when they're outside of the drop zone. And I don't rate him as a manager, but whoever replaces him will actually take them into relegation. So I've got one step further.
Duncan Ferguson more likely, isn't it?
So I'll get the feeling they'll replace him, and then whoever takes over will drag them just about out, and there'll be massive scenes of celebration at Goodison Park.
Just because
they'll get the fireworks out.
Yeah,
that's horrible thought.
No, I'd like
the $9.99 one from Asda.
It wouldn't be the Premier League without Everton being in it. I don't think
we thought that about Villa though, so they do come back. They do come back.
I could be really nasty about Everton. I better shut me mouth.
Right, we better stroke his ego, shall we, guys? Oh no, you're pretty shit actually, aren't you? Sunderland 15th.
That table is so dodgy.
I was going to say there isn't a lot of fucking say about your season, is there? You're just there. Is that it? You're just there.
What's that? Sorry, I missed that.
Sunderland just sat there.
Yeah, we just sat there at the minute. Let me have a look. We are. It looked all right before the games of the weekend.
Yeah,
we sat ninth after we won on Friday night.
Because you played next week. I was going to say you won the last game. How did that work? Yes, you played on Friday.
Yeah, if the season finishes now, I'd be happy.
I think you should be too. To be fair.
Yeah.
I think
the thing is, they're starting to points are starting to spread out a bit now. There, it ain't as close as a gap as it was a few games ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's see where January takes us. Ross Stewart's been linked with a move away January, so
to who?
Rangers.
Rangers.
Yeah. If we lose him, it's massive for us. But Ellis Sims back, scored on Friday. Jallo was back. He's so good.
Jallo, Ahmed Jallo.
Yeah,
You said it the other day, Ahmed Jallo, and I was like, was that even English? What you just said?
Yeah, United spent so much money on him.
Yeah,
for such a young lad
from Atalanta, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was like 36 million, I think. But yeah, we looked all right.
They don't need him now anyway, so
maybe you can sign him. It was a shaky last 15, 20 minutes. Birmingham they brought Jutkiewicz on, and they were it went straight route one and trying to pin us back in, but we defended pretty well. We had a lad playing his first match in 19 months.
Who's that?
Friday. Niall Huggins, we bought him from Leeds and when we were in League One, and he broke his back.
Ooh.
We played Cheltenham away, and he got tackled on
Let's have the shithole.
Like the 90th minute or something, and he went into the hoardings, and he broke his back on the hoardings.
Ooh. No, I seen a lad.
And he kept
that the weekend.
Yeah, he kept getting like little niggly injuries trying to come back.
Is he a left back?
Yeah.
Where's number 2?
Yes.
That fucks me off.
But
totally
I was like, why has he mentioned that?
He can play right back as well.
So
I bet he hates Andy. I bet you hate Andy Carroll's number.
That's what I was going to say.
I'm a purist for
Andy Carroll wearing number 2 as well.
That's right.
Asamoah Gyan wearing 3. William Gallas wearing 10 was the worst of all time for me.
We have got 2 friendlies lined up during the break. One of them's against Stoke in Dubai, which is going to be interesting.
Sunderland versus Stoke in Dubai.
Yeah, we're going to Dubai for
stupid sounding game.
We're going to Dubai for the break, basically, some warm weather training and stuff. But we're also playing Liverpool, which is going to be interesting because Liverpool are out there at the same time.
I think I have the squad.
I was about to say, I know Liverpool are out there.
Yeah. So, yeah. We'll see.
I don't get that. You go out there for some warm weather training, and then you come back and it's fucking freezing cold when you got to play in a game.
Yeah.
Logic. I just took him up to the Highlands.
But
made him suffer.
We've got some big games when we come back, but we've got 3 home games in December. We know them. We need to get our own form sorted.
Yeah, I was about to say, because it looks like that top half are dragging away a bit, but that bottom half are getting a bit closer now.
Yeah, it's our home form.
I'll be honest, mate. I've just looked at the form. Blackpool aren't going to chase you, don't worry.
It's a complete flip from last season. We were unbelievable at home last year. A bit rubbish away, but this year we seem to have flipped it completely. Where we're really good away from home, but we're terrible at home.
The worrying thing is you've had 2 wins, a draw, and 2 losses. The same as Huddersfield.
Yeah, inconsistent.
Good spot, Pete.
But there's a rumour going around at the minute. On Friday night, our chairman was sat next to the current Red Bull New York manager. And there's a rumour that we might be replacing Mowbray with him in January. Already.
Wow.
What way to spot? You turn around to the chairman, sit up there with the manager.
Yeah.
That's another fucking manager he sat with.
That's the thing. Everything Sunderland do now is completely data-based. So every signing we make is based on data.
It's a great model.
Yeah. We're trying to, like, Christian Speakman and the lads who we've got in from the academy. They've brought people in who, like, scientists who work through all different kinds of data, like how many games you've played in a 6-month period, how many minutes they completed, and it's working a little bit. But sometimes I just like to think, just sign someone because they're good, not because the data says they're good.
I'll be honest, mate. It's a really, really good model. So I went to a seminar that was held by Forest Green because when they announced that they were doing it, and it was they were doing a similar thing, or they were starting to, and it was a thing that was invited to all sort of local-ish licensed coaches. So I was like,
Yeah.
I'm jumping on that. And I went up, mate. It's unreal. And like they were showing the stats from Midtjylland. 9 out of 10 players that they sign will play over 10 games in the first team within the first 2 years.
Yeah.
And they're talking 17, 18-year-old lads, 19-year-old lads that they're doing this with. It's crazy. I would be happy if Liverpool were doing that sort of thing to that level. That the same structure. I mean, Forest Green's manager is dog shit at the minute, but that's by the line.
We've not been linked with anyone other than Bradley Dack at the minute, but I'd be quite Bradley Dack from Blackburn. I'd be quite happy with him.
His missus just left the jungle, didn't she?
Yeah, he was brilliant at Blackburn before he had that bad injury. So yeah, I'd be all right with him.
Yeah, good player. Good player.
But we've just got a squad of midgets at the minute. The team's tiny.
Nothing wrong with that.
I want us to sign some big. I want us to sign a big dominating midfielder because we're struggling a little bit with that at the minute.
Yaya Toure still available?
Yeah, in a heartbeat. A 70-year-old Yaya Toure would get in our team at the minute.
I'm going to start Roy Keane centre mid.
I'd take it. No, we need someone who's like a natural fit to step in instead of Corey Evans. But as good as he's been this year, he's
he wasn't the best when he was at Blackburn. Like he was okay, but
he's good. He breaks up a lot of play, but
you need. I agree.
Yeah, but well,
you'll get there, mate. You'll get there.
Right. As long as we don't go down, I'm happy. So
Vincent Kompany's gonna win the league with Burnley, I think, this year.
Yeah.
Which is mad. I actually didn't think he'd do well. I did say I was a bit concerned. But hey,
dodgy league.
Right, we've sort of finished with the sort of the domestic football. Let's talk a little bit about international football for the sort of the rest of the old podcast. Kev, we know mine, Dips, and Pete's opinions. How are England going to do this World Cup?
Probably get to the knockouts as usual, but I can't see them getting past the 16.
Yeah, so you can't see them beating Qatar, Ecuador, Senegal, or Holland, depending on which one they finish in the top two.
I think it'll be Holland, and I think they'll do us.
So what you reckon? In England comes second in our group, maybe?
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm a bit concerned about playing Senegal or Ecuador anyway. So. Did Senegal win the African Cup of Nations this year? They did, didn't they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, when penalties, didn't
they? Mane won it, yeah.
Yeah, you see he's
don't know if my webcam will pick that up, or my microphone will pick that up, but my guinea pigs are just like squeaking the hell.
The thing is, he's at injured from now as well. He's at injured from now as well, isn't he?
Who? Mane. Is he not making?
Yeah.
He's
made the squad though.
Has he made the squad? I know he got injured, so it was a bit touch and go whether he'll play.
Well, it's only Ecuador that haven't announced their squad yet.
So, yeah, a couple of teams have done that. Though, haven't they? Taken someone who's injured, not supposed to be ready to go.
You've got to, though, haven't
still
you?
Named him.
You've got to.
There's certain players you got to.
Yeah,
Mane would be first.
It'd be like Wales not taking Bale. Yeah. If there was half a chance he could play 10 minutes, you take him.
Yeah, even if you don't get into the knockout stages, if they get through that far, they're going to use him.
Yeah.
He comes on for, I don't know, you get to knockout stages, you manage to scrape it to extra time, he will play that final 30, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, we did it with Rooney, didn't we? So.
Yeah.
More than once.
Right, so we've seen the squads now mostly, or we've all had a little look at them at some point. Are we changing it? So obviously Phil went Italy were going to win the World Cup, which was
Phil did go for Italy,
and he admitted after he did mean that Italy didn't realise that Italy hadn't qualified. So who did I said Brazil.
Yeah.
What did you chaps say?
I said France.
Are you going to change? You going to change from that?
No.
I think it's really difficult to predict.
Yeah.
And it could be one from a load, but I'm going to go with France as well.
Oh yeah, okay.
I did say France originally, but to change it up, I went Germany.
You did, that's right. And are you going to stick with Germany?
Yeah, I'm going to stick with Germany.
Okay.
I definitely think they're going to be shock outsiders for it.
I think it's fair to say that we all know that Phil's going to be wrong. Right. One thing I didn't ask though during the World Cup thing we did: who's going to finish top goal scorer?
Ooh,
Because that's a bit trickier. Because that might not be a player from a team that gets anywhere near the final.
so,
This is when Pete names somebody that doesn't even make the squad.
No.
Take your time, lads. I can cut it if you want to have a look at the squads. Silence has fallen the Big Brother house.
I'm going to say Benzema.
The Ballon d'Or winner himself.
Yes,
Karim
best striker,
the Dream.
Yeah, the best striker in the world without any competition at the minute.
Really?
Yeah,
All right.
he is in incredible form at the minute. So
All right. I know I'm not even including Haaland, but Lewandowski would have something to say about that.
yeah, I think he probably would, but I think Benzema's going to do it for me.
Jason Cummings. No, it's not Jason Cummings.
Jason Cummings.
I'm going head or heart.
Wouldn't it be ironic for a player with the name Cummings to get top goal scorer in the Qatar World Cup of all places?
It's Mbappe for me.
Yeah?
Yeah. I was going to say head or heart. My head's saying Mbappe. I reckon Kane could get maybe a hat trick in one of the group games.
Kane's favourite.
Kane, I think, could
top
get
goal scorer.
I think Kane will come close.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Harry Kane.
Depends how many penalties we get.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, I reckon if we get some of the group games aren't the hardest, and I think we're going to finish top of the group, and I think a lot of that's going to be down to Kane's goals. But I don't reckon we'll go much further.
I still don't think we'll get out of the group. I honestly don't think we will.
I think we'll scrape out.
Yeah, I was thinking Kane or Mbappe. I'm going to go with Kane just for a bit of difference.
I've got two because I think they'll do well in the group stages. Or have I got three? Because there might be one I've missed in that one. Oh, there's nobody really that stands out for me.
There is another name that I was going to say as well, Lautaro Martinez, but
yeah, would he start for Argentina?
Probably.
Okay, so I've got two that I'm looking at because I think he could do well against these two teams. So I'm looking at Serbia because I know that is he fit, Mitrovic? He is fit, isn't he?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking Switzerland, Cameroon. He could bag a few there. To be fair, just based off the group stages and get through. And then I'm actually looking at Nunes at Uruguay because he's got Ghana and South Korea as well as Portugal. And Portugal aren't. I think so.
Is Suarez gone as well?
Suarez, Cavani, and Nunes have all gone, but I don't think they'll start both Suarez and Cavani.
Yeah.
And I think they'll either play with two or Nunes will play to the left of left of the striker and play as a winger, which is where he was playing for quite a while at Benfica, and he has done played for Uruguay.
I'm just looking at the top goal scorer thing here, that the odds and stuff, and the one name that sticks out to me the most is Alvaro Morata. He
does do it. I'm going to go Lewandowski because I can see him getting 4 against Saudi Arabia.
Yeah.
There you go. That's it. That's mine.
Yeah.
And I mean, 4 puts you in pretty good close.
I honestly think, though, one thing about this World Cup, it's going to be incredibly low scoring. You're going to see a lot of 1-0s. Yeah, I think they obviously it's mid-season for a lot of them,
which is better.
I think the heat, even though they've got this aircon, I think it is going to take a lot out of them, especially with the times that the kickoffs are.
Yeah.
Like the England games that we play that are on the 7 o'clock kickoff for us, it's 10 o'clock at night for them.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of waiting around in that heat before they get into the stadium. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. But I also think because compared to other World Cups where the 90% of the leagues have had their season and they're at the end of it, where they are tired and they are a bit leggy, I feel like they've hit that peak fitness around the middle of the season, which is where they normally do in the Prem, that actually we could end up with a much better games.
Yeah,
in
maybe.
theory, if the pitches are any good. So what do we have? I had Lewa. You had
Kane.
You had Kane.
Benzema.
And you had Mbappe, Kev.
Mbappe, yeah.
Mbappe. That'd be. Can we stick them in one squad? That'd be a pretty good team. Right. I'm just trying to think. Is there anything else I want to ask about the World Cup?
You got to ask about.
Because I don't want to talk about England too much, because I want to talk about it in the next video that'll be on the CGH's channel, and we're going to do a tier list thing, and we'll talk about a few other players about whether they should have even gone to the World Cup. I'll ask one more question before we go though. Do we think Southgate will have a job come Christmas?
No.
Or an England job, should I say?
No.
No.
That's why he's taken the squad he is.
I agree. I don't think he will. No, actually, no.
I think
he will, but I don't think he should.
Yeah. I've seen so many just clinging on to it after World Cups. It's generally they will need to remove him rather than him step down.
I think that's the thing. If it goes the way me and Kev said,
I don't think they'll remove him as well, because this is the other thing that people don't see, that I think he does a lot for the FA outside of being England manager as well. He attends a lot of conferences and stuff, and I don't think that is contractual sort of agreements that he has to stick by. I think that's just like they've asked him, he's gone, yeah, okay.
Yeah, I can't see him getting sacked. I can see him stepping aside.
The thing is, I think if it goes the way me and Kev think, and we'll qualify, we'll get through the group, scrape or not, I think he'll be all right.
That'll probably be enough, sadly.
If he doesn't even get through the group, I can see him going.
Yeah.
I think if we go out early, the public will get in the back enough. The FA will think, he's going to go.
If we can't even get through the group, there's going to be issues.
Yes, if we don't get through the group, I think he will go, to be fair.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's that.
As long as he doesn't come into the press conference after and go, well, I don't know why you brought me in there, because I've gone now.
Yeah.
You imagine. It's the betrayal. I still think we should have just sacked him in September and given it to a caretaker. But there we are.
Yep.
Rooney would have been my man. As a caretaker, because obviously no one's going to take the job permanently. It's at such short notice.
The only thing he
finished.
could take care of is an old people's home.
I think.
And he'd love that.
I'd love that. He'd love that. I think he'd do an all right job.
Hoovers everywhere.
And you go.
Proper gums. Get your gums on. Get your gums round that, love. Right, guys. Please check out CGH. Links are in the description as always. Kev is one of the other bosses over there. The other gods, I think we called it. We called Dip once upon a time.
They'd call me a god once.
Yeah. I also called you something else, and then I forgot.
We did.
I get that a lot.
No, not that. I forgot to click record, didn't I? I called you something really, really nice, and then forgot to hit record. And I was like, 10 minutes in, I was like, shit. But yeah, please leave a like on this video, share, subscribe. Thank you for coming, Kev. It was good having you on. And we will catch you in the next one.
Yeah.